everyone, welcome back to Carver's Coop and Backyard Farm. I just wanted to post a quick video. I went to my local tractor supply store, got everything that I needed to get going on my brooding box. I've done a lot of research on this, and there's a ton of different ways that you can actually put together your brooding box. You can do super simple. I've seen people start with just cardboard boxes that they have, make them out of whatever they had lying around their house. I was so lucky to have this stock tank already, which I think is going to make the perfect brooding box to get my chicks going. It's a perfect size. It's about 4 feet long, 2 foot wide, and about a foot tall. So I think overall this is going to be exactly what I was looking for. So I just kind of wanted to run through all of the options that I chose to start to get my box going for other people out there who are just getting started like me. So once I found my tank and decided that this is what I was going to go with, I went in on Amazon to see what I could find on there to just have shipped to me right away. So I started out with my feeders. So I decided to go with the mason jar type of feeder. It's pretty sturdy. Amazon had a lot of different colors. I'll make sure and put the link below just in case you're looking for something. And I happen to already have mason jars. So they're pretty simple. You know, take the lid off, screw them in, and then you have your feeder. And then I also went with the same type of method for the watering dish. And then I'll put those together for you, and you can kind of watch me run through setting up my box. When it comes to the bedding on what you're deciding to use for your chicks, again, there's so many different options out there. Just decide what works best for you and do your research. I already had a package of training puppy pads. I know you can get these at the dollar store. You can get them at any, like Ross, Target, anything cheap. You don't need to go super expensive on these. So I'm planning on using these training pads for the first couple days with my chicks. Once they get a little bit older, that's when I'm going to start introducing the pine shavings to the bedding and just go with that method from there on out. But starting out, this is what I'm going with. I have my mason jars that go with my feeders. And then I did not purchase the chick starter growth from Amazon. I purchased this from my local tractor supply store. I wanted to make sure that the chicks were starting out on the same food that they were already on. So I just went with the Nature Wise chick starter and grower. Probably the most important thing that you want to make sure that your brooding box has for your chickens is a heat source. And again, several different methods. A lot of people go with using the lamp with your infrared heat bulb. I got the 250 watt infrared lamp, which was recommended from my local feed store. I know there's a lot of discussion about whether you should stick with using the lamp because it is more of a fire hazard. They do make a lot of other heat sources out there that you can purchase. I'll include some of those in the links. But again, I decided to go with this option. This is what works best for me. But if you don't feel comfortable and are worried about the fire hazards that come along with using the heat lamp, go ahead and get one of the other options that are out there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started and put this little thing together. All right, real quick before I get into putting this brooding box together, I just wanted to send a shout out to you guys. Thank you again so much for being here and supporting my dream. It really means a lot to me. If you would like the channel, subscribe, join me on my journey. All right guys, so I just set the camera up so you can kind of see exactly what I'm doing inside of the box. I'm gonna start laying out my training pads in here and just kind of cover the whole bottom. The next thing I'm going to do is start setting up my water feeder and then also my feeder. And again, if you don't already have mason jars, I know the dollar store sells these. Here we go, just screws on there. Water and food too close to the heat because this is typically where the chicks like to huddle together, especially if they're too cold. So it's just important to keep them separated. And then I did purchase some extra rocks that we're gonna place them in the bottom of the watering dish. It's really important that you don't have too much water in here because depending how old your chicks are when you get them, they could possibly drown. So it's recommended that you can place marbles, rocks you have around the house, or just some random rocks. I had these left over from a craft project, which I thought would be perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some of these in here. And then here is the heat bulb that I purchased, the 250 watt infrared heat lamp. I chose to go with the red instead of the iridescent just because that's what the chicks were already used to at the feed store. So I just wanted to make it as similar as possible for them. And here's that bulb. I know that you can purchase these on Amazon. I did see a pack on there, so you can get, I think it was a 2-pack that you could get. Alright, so this is going to be set up right in here. The light's going to go in there. And then I'm going to position this so that they have a perfect little end down here where they can go ahead and get warm in case they do get cold. They have a lot of space that they can stretch out in here, go down here for their food. And then I'm not going to fill this because I'm actually not getting the chicks right now. But typically I would go ahead and fill this up so that they have enough food in here to keep them busy. Go ahead and fill their water, place my little pebbles down here on the bottom. And then I'm going to have the heat source set about right here. And then they will be good to go. I want to monitor the temperature on this before I actually bring the chicks into here, just to make sure that it is warm enough for them. All right, and that's pretty much my setup for my chicks. So I will let you know how it goes and then introduce you to the chicks as soon as we get them home. Again, thank you so much for being here. Please remember to